Welcome. The Christmas deck is happening. So I posted the video last week about thinking about doing a bit of a Christmas deck. What I mean by that is every year I do images into my own personal deck. So based on what my year's been for that year or big experiences that have happened to me during that year, I'll create a card for my personal deck. So it gives it a little bit of extra element of energy in that reading when that card comes out, because you know the layers behind it, it's and some of those events in my lifetime, because I've been doing this for almost 2 decades, creating cards for almost 2 decades. So some of them were quite traumatic, and I put all the energy of that event into the card, so to give it more energy, to be a stronger card for reading, have a lot more layers of dimension to the card. So it's really beneficial, one thing, to get that energy out. So especially if it's a traumatic event, you get all that energy out and put it into the piece, and then that gives more energy to help others when they're using that card. So, or when I'm doing the reading, it has more layered meaning to it. And I've been doing this for years. So every year I'll do a couple of cards based on my year that has been, and the things that I've learned over that year, or the biggest events that have happened in my life. And I look forward to that, and my deck gets bigger and bigger and it grows more and more. But I thought, what about if I could do that for everybody else and make a special deck? Now, this is not for everybody. This is a deck for the people that use my decks, the people that buy all my decks. So because it's not costing you anything, I'm not charging for that service. It's just a beautiful thing that I experience, and I want you to experience as well. So what is it that you've experienced this year? Have you had a year that's been more health issues than normal? Have you become more awakened, more aware? Have you had some profound experience or leveled up in your psychic abilities? Practically, have you changed jobs? Have you retired? Have you sold your home? What practical things have you been through this year? Big changes. And I thought, what that does, it takes the energy of your experience and your event and puts more energy into that card. So when everybody's using that deck, then it has real, based on real life experiences of what we've been through as a collective energy for that year, for 2026. So I thought that was my idea, because I do it for myself, and I thought how beautiful for each person to experience that for themselves. There'll be a deck with their experience in it, and your name will be on the top of the card, so it will give a bit more layered meaning for people doing personal readings, especially if that name's significant to somebody. But then the message will be based on your experience, but in a readable way. So I don't want too many of the same thing, so I have to word it in a way that the deck's a full, readable, complete deck. So it's happening. I've had quite a lot of submissions already come in by email, people telling me about their stories, and what they're telling me stories I'm reading, and I'm getting the visuals straight away. I'm seeing the images, seeing what the deck is going to look like, seeing the images based on their experience. So it's already happening, it's already churning. So I've taken a card from my personal prediction deck, and I've just to kind of gauge maybe an idea of how I want the deck to look. So I thought something more colourful to allow for you to choose your own colour. So if I make it a very colourful watercolour deck, then if you like green, then I'll make your card green. If you like orange, then I'll make your card orange. So if I allow for, rather than just restrict to a certain colour palette, if I just make it a broad watercolour deck, I can use every colour. So I can use and I can ask you, what colour is significant to you? What colour do you like? What themes do you like? Do you like butterflies? Do you like dragons? Is it significant for you to see rainbows? What's been the signs that you've received this year? And I can put little symbols in, little hidden things within your card that is very significant to just you, but I can explain that in the guidebook, how those symbolic experiences or signs are important, but I can hide them within the images. So I thought, I've been getting the visuals, and I was just going to put one on the screen so you can see what I've done with the image that I did out of the personal prediction deck. I've just pulled it through and pulled it back up into Photoshop, made it more colourful, added water, put the reflections of the person into the water, added a few more little components to it, and then I've selected a person's experience that I know and just added some little hidden symbology in there based on an experience that they've been through this year. So and that's what I could hide within the images. So it's there, it has a visual, it has a idea, people are on board, people are sending me their messages, so it's started. So I've started creating, and it's going to be really beautiful, and it's going to be very special for all of us that use the decks all the time, because there's going to be so much power in this deck, because it's based on real life experiences of many different people. So it's happening. So if you're interested, if you want to be part of this deck, it doesn't cost anything for you to be part of this deck. You just send me your experience. But what I do ask is that it's the people that use my decks, because the thing, I need you to buy one of the decks. Same price as all my decks. If it's a small deck, it'll be the cost of the small deck. If it ends up being a large deck, 100 card, at the moment I'm aiming towards 80 cards, so it will be the price of my smaller decks. If I get so many people in there, then I have to make it more, then I will. But so really the price commitment is what you would pay for my normal decks anyway. There's no price to have a personalized deck, a personalized card in there. And then maybe I might do this every year, and then every year you can have your experience in each deck. So, but this year just focused on this year. Now I have to have a cutoff point somewhere in October. I have to have the cutoff point for this deck in order to have it printed and be ready, especially for the Canadian market, because the post office sometimes shuts down in Canada. So I'd like to have things ready in November, because I usually shut down in December. So I want to be ready for that. So I have to have a cutoff in October. So I'll need lots of time, and I don't want to be swamped in October last minute. I won't fit them in. So any time now, start sending me your ideas, your experiences, your dreams, your hopes, your actual physical dreams. If you've had very profound dreams and you want some symbology in your image about a dream you've had, let me know. You tell me, and I'll just get the visuals as I'm reading your email, and I'll start putting it together. And then I'll work on the title based on your experience, but it's got to fit in to make it a complete deck. So that way there's lots of different kinds of experiences there. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something you might be interested in being part of. As I said, it doesn't cost you anything, but I do ask that it's designed for, the idea is for the regulars, for the ones that order all my decks, the ones that love my decks, use my decks, want to be part of those decks, want to be in a deck, want your image or your feeling, your experience to be part of that collective energy deck. So it's going to be a collective deck. I may even put collective somewhere in the title, because it's bringing in the energy of experiences that we've all had in a very powerful way, and putting that energy into the card as I create it, so that way when you read with it, you'll feel the energy of the weight. And I usually do that with my decks anyway, but because it's your experiences, all different ones, it's going to give it much more layered energy. So much deeper. I think it's going to be a really good deck, and I think it's going to be a beautiful deck too, just based on that beautiful watercolor, light, airy. And I thought I might do that cartoony kind of style, because I'm not going to draw an image of you, but if I can do an inner child representation based on your hair color, eye color, skin color, and give you input that way physically without actually having to draw you, because I wouldn't be able to do accurate image of you. So yeah, hopefully you'll be part of that one, and hopefully you'll love that one. But aiming to have that as a Christmas deck to be ready to purchase for a Christmas present for each of us. You can also send me an email. People have been sending me emails. You can do that through the website, through contact, or you can send it, I'll put on the screen here, it's trishyjamesoracles@gmail.com, and tell me your story in an email.